Welcome to YLC, a young leaders committee that promotes and grows youth leadership that ensures the future leaders lead from today by educating and inspiring them to soar higher and higher.
You are welcome to the second session of the fourth episode of YLC Young Leaders Committee, the platform for inspiring, educating, and enlightening young persons to climb higher in the leadership ladder from today. The focus today is respond positively to those who despise you. Two wrongs can make a right. So, learn to respond positively, and we're going to look at the various positive ways we should respond when people despise us. We trust you got the key takeaways from the last session. Yes, you can navigate past those who look down on you, but before you do so, you have certain responsibilities you should not overlook. You have certain responsibilities you should not overlook. Identify why such people look down on you. It will be brash arrogance to brush that attitude and plan to quit. You may not be able to quit at all times and in every situation. So take pains to identify why they do so and what you ought to be or do in order to change the narrative. It's better to change the narrative. It's much better than to quit. There are many ways you can respond to such negative behaviors. However, first, confirm that it is not the figment of your own imagination. Ensure the supposed negative attitude is incorrect. That is to say, seek out the correctness or otherwise of the negative attitude. Find out whether it's true. When you are sure that the behavior is unfounded, when you are sure that the behavior does not have a good basis, work hard to prove them wrong. Another response to such a negative attitude is to ignore them. But note that to ignore a boss could be terrible and could have grievous consequences. Then consider building up the facts which prove such a person wrong, while holding on to the truth in your mind without expressing it. If it is possible, minimize your contact with such persons concerned. If that is not possible, then build a mental defense, especially whenever you are to have contact with that person. First, sit down and get yourself psychologically ready to face and refuse to yield because you know the person's action is unfounded. Another approach is to seek advice from the person on how you can improve and attract attention. There are supposedly negative attitudes that you must take into consideration very seriously for your own future benefit. Gauge the sincerity of the person concerned. There are people who are genuinely frustrated about your attitude, probably because of concerted efforts they have made in the past to assist you and get you to great heights, which did not yield the expected result. If this is true, then work hard to change the narrative. In your self-examination, be sincere and objective. Your fortune may shine from this. 4 critical truths you should bear in mind about being despised. When there is that attitude, there are 4 things you need to take note of. The despiser, the person despising, needs pity. They may be reacting to their own personal challenges and issues they may have or are about to be overwhelmed. They may be reacting to personal challenges and issues that they have or personal challenges that are about to overwhelm them. The despised person needs pity. This occurs when you have issues that warranted such a negative attitude. When the despised person really has issues that warrant such attitude. So sit up and avoid such things as far as it lies within your power. Thirdly, the situation attracts concern. A particular situation was created that gave vent to the negative action. Review it thoroughly and act accordingly to avert future reoccurrence. Finally, the fourth point there. The action of despising attracts attention. Search out the basis, as we said earlier, for the scorn, so that your decision will be the most appropriate in that circumstance. You must leave those who despise you when you discover that their bases are evil. When their bases are self-serving, selfish, envious, or some other, you can carefully navigate past them. It has been found that such negative attitudes corrupt the ability to be compassionate. If it goes with a clearly perceived intention to do harm, do what is reasonable to keep a distance. But it's not all who follow such attitudes with negative intentions. Looking down on a person could be mild, could be negligible, or could be serious. Act as you discern, but act with wisdom and discretion. You will need to make an objective and correct self-evaluation. This, incidentally, is not as easy and does not always come out correctly because of the possibility of being subjective. You may therefore need an external assessment. We have said this earlier. On the other hand, you may need certain personal traits that can help you identify scornful attitudes that are directed at you. Sometimes some people are not even aware that they are being despised, and they just go on. That will not help much. How can you identify a scornful attitude? Among the requirements to enable you identify scornful attitudes are: 1. The body language of the person when it's no more open. The avoidance of eye contact with you, or sometimes intense eye contact. Not being real or sincere in interactions with you. They are to the point or don't tend to talk further when they really should. They don't get in touch, or they stay in touch and yet camouflage their intentions. When you confirm that someone is despising you, refuse to act negatively. That's the key point in today's message. Refuse to act negatively. There are a number of positive ways. We have mentioned some of them. Make a deliberate effort to ascertain or assert your innocence. Assert your prowess and determination to navigate away from further challenges without escalating the situation. Take advantage of the situation to build character traits that can make you more enviable. Do all you can to avoid further scorning. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel so you can readily receive new editions. Drop your comments and questions below or post them via our email address. Thank you for this session. See you at the next session.